Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jory with Good Use Goods, the Reseller Six-Pack Show. Tonight we're talking about the end game, whether that be if you want to do reselling to quit your job, vacation more, maybe open up a store. Who knows? We'll discuss it tonight. And I guess we'll start with introducing people. We'll go left to right. So John, why don't you go first?
How's it going, guys? I am John, Cincinnati Picker. Tonight I am drinking the Christian Moorline OTR ale, a Cincinnati beer. And yeah, I'll be honest, I'm pretty interested about this topic because I wouldn't have came up with it myself, but I'm glad you did because I'm really curious to hear some of these answers from these guys.
Cool. Who's next? Duane.
Hello, I'm Duane Hale, and tonight I am drinking all kinds of things as usual. I've got Moscow Mule in a can, and it's a copper can, so that's kind of cool.
They're canning that stuff now?
Is that like a malt beverage or something? What is that?
No. It's an actual. It's got craft vodka, ginger beer, and lime juice.
Wow.
But it's in a copper can, so
How does it compare?
it's actually kind of weak. I make mine a little stronger, but that's okay.
Duane,
It was a try. The copper can. That's who. Yep, the copper can from .com. So it's a little. I don't know. And then I got my fallback Fireball, and then if I need any more than that, I've got my fridge of Busch here. So.
Who's that? Lonnie.
Hey guys, my name's Lonnie. Also, I see you're getting bombed back there, Jory, by your dog there.
Yeah, I can do that.
My name's Lonnie, also known as Garage Flips on YouTube. I'm drinking Fireball, courtesy of my good buddy Duane over there. We had a bet last week.
You're denting that thing, man. What is going on?
Well, I had a few last night. Candace had one. Candace didn't have a drink. And then I have about this much in my glass right now with some apple cider. So,
yeah, I converted him, guys. I converted him.
Who do we got next? Lauren.
Hi, I'm Lauren. I'm Hot Chic Thrift on Instagram. I am not really putting out YouTube content yet. Someday I'll get there. Thanks for having me.
Of course. And Andy. I don't think Andy heard us. Andy.
I think he's frozen.
Yes, he's not frozen, but I don't think he can hear us.
We got us muted.
Can you hear us, Andy?
My thing had frozen. I was like going, uh-oh. I hope he called that Shane. I'm having all kinds of technical difficulties. Anyway, how you doing, everybody? I'm Andy. I'm the ParrotHead Picker. You guys can find me on YouTube, Instagram, all that good stuff. And tonight I am drinking a little vodka and lemonade. So,
And Shane.
So tonight, I'm Shane, also known as the Rise and Grind Picker, and you can find me on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. And I am drinking some Corona Extra with some fresh cut limes because the last show Lonnie was drinking that, it looked amazing. So really spiked my interest.
Very good. Does anyone want to kick off the topic, or should I go?
I'd like to answer a question really quick that somebody posted. Robin, not so perfectly me, says, I need help. I just accidentally deleted all my unsolds. Any way to get them back? I don't know how to get them back, but I think I might have a trick. This might take some time depending on how many unsolds you deleted, but if you just do a manual search for one of the items that you know and then go to the completed listing, find your listing, and I bet when you open it, it'll let you relist it or give you the option because it knows it's your item.
Little time consuming, but yeah, I think that would work.
Yeah. Does anybody else know how to get those back?
No. But I mean, if there was nothing else to do, it seems like that would be the best, better than creating new listings anyway.
Yeah, I don't think you can get them back when they're deleted.
Or you can always sell similar, or sell similar on the item or something.
Yeah, but if she deleted 100, then that's, I've done the same thing. I've deleted a bunch before and realized that I hadn't relisted them first, and I'm like, oh. Start over. Do a new listing.
When that happens.
Oh, she said it's 25. She can knock that out in
that's
an
not
hour.
too bad. Yeah.
Especially if she saved like all her photos. I know, like for myself, like usually I have every month I have all my photos saved for all my listings and stuff like that. But yeah,
You might not need
that's
the photos.
that's one of my
right?
worst nightmares. What's that?
You probably don't need the photos if you just do like, if you search, and then you find like the search completed listings, find yours, and then read lists. It should be good, right? You shouldn't need the photo.
I think so.
Yeah, you might be able to.
Hopefully that works for you.
Ooh.
Yeah, that sucks. I haven't had that happen yet. I'm sure it will.
Diane Dodds is saying check the emails. That's a good point because they'll send you an email when an item doesn't sell. So if she still got those, that might help you, Robin.
All right. Does anybody want to dive into the topic? Or are there any other questions in the chat?
I tell you what, dude, I thought about this topic, and this is hard for me because I don't know. I don't have like a long-term plan. I don't know what I'm going to be doing like 5 years from now. I want to do better than what I'm doing now, and I want to save money and all that good stuff, but I don't have a plan other than that. I know some of you other guys might have some concrete plans, but I can actually picture myself being 70 years old and getting up in the morning at like 6:30 and doddering my old ass around from garage sale to garage sale, still looking for deals. I can actually picture this.
Will you take $5 for this?
It's kind of sad, but it also still, I enjoy it so much. I'm actually okay with that eventuality. Hopefully at that point, it's just like extra income.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, dude, I don't have a long-term goal, which is kind of that's probably not good. But
mine was to get me into a house, which is done. And now is to fund renovating the house so that we can either sell or live in this house for cheap enough that I can get into a couple rental properties.
Nice.
Sort of, yeah. We'll see how it goes. I also changed my mind a lot. But current
well, next week it'll be a different answer.
I think I'm kind of like Lonnie. This is first of all, I have a full-time job, so this isn't what I rely on for my income every day. But it does. But I don't see myself really stopping doing it. I know Heather at one point she wanted to. I think she still wants to. Is get a little. Brick and mortar in some little tourist town and sell trinkets to tourists. That's just something she's always wanted to do, and I've always wanted to get a little property out, kind of like the Idaho hillbillies, where they kind of live out by themselves and do their own thing. I've always wanted to do so. I'm working toward it, but my long-term goal is just to the end of the week. Usually, I got to get to the end of the week. So,
Duane, what are you going to do if you live out in the middle of nowhere?
I don't know. See, I like gardening and everything. I'll probably just, I'll still resell. Depending on when I do it, if I, retired or something, then that'll probably be my full-time, based on, not counting my retirement. But enjoy life, I think.
It can suck driving. I live in 40 minutes to any big thrift store or auction place.
Yeah, dude, just watch Idaho Hillbillies some more, and then learn all about these mushrooms they're picking.
Right,
making some knives and whittling some things.
I told him, I'm binging your life right now. On these videos. That's all I've been doing is watching their videos. They have like 400 and something videos. So they've been doing it for 5 years. Every so often, a couple times a week. So
I think they have an untapped market there though, because like they go out looking for this certain kind of mushroom. I can't remember what it's called, but then
it's a morel.
Morel, that's it. But then every now and then they'll say, "Hey, there's a psychedelic. And they're passing them by, and I'm like, dude, that's your market.
Have you ever looked up how much a morel costs? They're like $600 a pound.
Oh, wow.
Crap.
Is that
So, I
dried?
mean,
That's crazy.
Is that dried though?
pricey.
Yeah.
A pound is a pound.
Yeah.
I know there's auction houses by me that will sell them fresh in the bag for like, and there's like maybe 12 or 13 or 15 in a bag, and they're going for over $20 a bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So
Never knew that. So mushrooms.
They're delicious, that's for sure.
I bet.
Mhm.
what about you, John? Since you wanted to hear ours, let's hear what you got.
Well, mine, at least, right now anyways, is to find or be able to and afford a full-time manager for the business to do a lot of the day-to-day stuff that I'm doing now so that I can, focus on finding more stuff and getting more stuff in the door for the warehouse.
Oh,
That's a great, idea. And like you asked me, okay, let's say you get a manager, then what are you going to do? Are you going to do another auction house? Or are you going to fish? I don't know. What are you going to do?
No, I'll source a lot more. That's my favorite thing to do. It's always been my favorite thing to do is to source, and I get to do it a lot less than what I did before I started this. I've got accounting and all kinds of other stuff that I've got to do now to keep the business running that I just don't get the time to source and to find stuff like I used to. And I'll probably also focus on getting a lot more consigners, focus on getting better quality items on the website.
That's a great idea.
Mm-hmm. Free up more time that way.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Does it almost feel like a job at this point, John?
No, it still doesn't feel like a job. Not like any other job I've ever had, that's for sure. I've always been the type of person that I'd like to get out what I put into something. So, long before I was, doing this, I had sales jobs and I just loved 100% commission. Like that was my favorite, because I would always get out what I put into it. And that's what I've enjoyed about this too. Like I've, starting to see some of the rewards of the hard work over the years, but no, it still doesn't feel like a job. It's still, every day's fun. It's awesome. Yeah. Some of the stuff I don't enjoy doing as much as some of the other stuff, but no, it's pretty great.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Who's next? Lauren? What about you?
I'll go next. My actual original Endgame that I started about 9 years ago was to buy my husband and I a cabin. And you guys already know this because I talk to you all the time, but that dream came true for us this year, right before the reseller rally, actually. So
that's awesome.
That was pretty cool.
Awesome.
So that was my big goal. But my other end game is probably going to be to start my own website. So,
what kind of website do you want to start?
I just want one where I can sell all my designer stuff and not have to deal with doing eBay or Poshmark for those specific items. Just kind of brand myself, make it a little more unique.
Yeah, then you're not having to worry about the fees and everything.
Yeah, that too. A little more in control.
So it'd be like a Shopify type store, or?
I was actually going to host it on WordPress.
Okay.
And just build it out myself, but that's a long time coming because I have to have the time to actually build it out. So
I use WordPress. It is really user friendly, and I've got a web developer who is very reasonably priced. So if you ever want to, when you're ready to take the plunge, hit me up. I'll get you guys hooked up.
Awesome. Yeah, I do have a full-time job too on top of my reselling, so that does take a lot of my time. Yeah, that's the end game. And actually, we would like to eventually live out in the woods like Gail. So
be careful though, because that's where Duane's going. So you might not
you got to be careful. If I'm out there by myself, I may run around naked.
Together.
Ginger Bigfoot sightings.
So that's a someday thing too. It'll be nice to know that I can kind of leave my job if I ever want to and keep reselling and still have an income coming in if we decide to do that someday. So yeah.
Lauren, can I ask you a few more questions about this? It's pretty interesting.
Absolutely.
So are you kind of working towards that now? Like, do you have a pretty big following on, I follow you on Instagram, but I haven't looked at like how many followers you have.
I think
Poshmark and all that. Like, do you feel like you're kind of building towards a big following?
Yeah, I'm working on it. Poshmark, I have 55,000 followers.
That's a few.
Holy cow.
Instagram, I think I have.
I'm sorry, how many on Instagram?
I haven't really built up my Instagram. It's more just sharing thrift finds. I haven't really branded a store name or anything yet, but once I get to that point, I'll be pushing hard on that.
I don't know a lot about Poshmark, but do they let you advertise to external websites? Like, I know eBay doesn't let you do that, but if you want to say like, oh, go to lawrensstuff.com, like, can you do that through Poshmark?
You can't on the platform, but there is ways around that. You can stick business cards into items that you sell, things like that. So, or if you have followers and you have an Instagram account that's the same name as your Poshmark account, you could talk to people that way. There's a lot of ways around it. So, yeah.
Nice. So now, since you're kind of new, does your husband have a job? I mean, do you both work full time?
Yes, we both work full time. And my husband works at home, so that actually helps me a lot. I give him stuff to ship for me all the time while I'm at my full-time job.
There you go.
Honey, this sold. Can you pull it for me so I can get it in the mail when I get home?
Awesome.
So that's helpful.
Very nice.
But
do you want to start a YouTube channel and start creating content, or is that not a road you want to go down?
I do at some point. Right now, I'm way too busy. Maybe after Q4, I might put out some content. There's been several times that I've done hauls on my Instagram, and I feel like I should do a YouTube video because I usually pick up a lot of stuff that other people don't pick up, so I thought it would be kind of cool to share that. So someday I will. Someday I'll surprise everyone if you're subscribed to me, and I'll just be doing a live haul randomly.
I could see you doing a haul, Lauren, and holding up pieces and selling them as soon as you hold them up and show them. I could totally see that.
I can hope and wish for that.
I think it would work.
Like the Scrabble tiles?
Well, yeah, something like that, right? Like, I think if you have a big enough presence and enough people like you and you're getting good stuff and a lot of people tune in and you're holding stuff up, people are going to want to buy it, especially if Lauren's holding it and describing it. And, hey, look, guys, this is awesome. This would look great with this. I would pair it with this handbag and look, these shoes. And look, all of a sudden you have the hot, I can't say it. I'm so sorry. You have the hot chic thrift, hot chic thrift ensemble. Right, and you just sell the whole look.
You're giving me great marketing ideas, Lonnie.
Yeah, right. Like you haven't thought of this stuff.
Yes, but a lot of stuff I share on my Instagram, and especially my Instagram stories, things I'm picking up during the days and things like that. So
I think a lot of people would like to hear about Poshmark too. Like that might be an interesting, wrinkle for you to kind of separate yourself.
Yeah.
Community, just because I could be watching the wrong people or whatever, but I just don't hear a lot of people talking about Poshmark. But I know it's huge and I know it's growing like crazy. And obviously you've got 55,000, followers, so you know what you're doing.
Yeah, Poshmark is very brand specific. If you're going to sell on Poshmark, just do your research first, open an account, kind of just play around in there, and then start listing. And I usually try to list at least 10 things a day to keep my account active. I'll share my entire closet, which is your store, maybe twice a day. And I usually make about 3 sales a day on my Poshmark account. And other days it'll be really good, and I'll make 10 or more. It's just... you get out what you put in. It's just like eBay.
So now how many items are in your Poshmark? I mean, is it kind of like that where you have a certain number?
Let me look.
This isn't about Endgame. This is about Lauren right here.
Yeah.
This whole show is Ask Lauren.
Well, I mean, Lauren's only been on one show, so this totally makes sense to get to know Lauren a little better.
By the way, Karen's at the beach wants to know, Lauren, are your sales better on eBay or on Poshmark?
It just depends what it is. I sell so much different stuff. It's about even. Usually eBay does a little better because I literally will sell anything I pick up. Like, I actually just got this, and I'm going to be listing this in my eBay store probably tonight. But I will sell anything. So it's really, Poshmark's just closed. So that's the only demographic I'm getting there. But I have 663 listings in my Poshmark store right now.
Wow.
Holy cow. And what about eBay? I mean, is it equal? I mean, do you cross-post to both?
I cross-post some items to both. I've gotten to the point where I know when I pick something up if I should sell it on eBay or Poshmark. Let me look in my eBay store. I've been listing a lot today because I had a lot of sales last couple days. I'll tell you how many I've got in there right now. 442 in my eBay store right now.
Dang. So you've got around 1,000, over 1,000 collectively then.
Yes, I have no life.
If you have a cabin, you got a freaking cabin, though.
But I think that reselling is so much fun. It's not work to me.
Right.
And I will sit and list stuff while we're hanging out up at the lake around the fire or something. I'll put like 30 listings on Poshmark if I'm just sitting there talking to people. It doesn't take me that long, especially if I'm pulling ones that I already have listed on eBay. It's really quick. It's so much faster than listing on eBay. So, any other Poshmark questions since we're off topic? Let me pull the chat up again.
Poshmark.
Thelma Thrift says she has over 500 listings on Poshmark.
Wow, that's pretty good too.
Are Poshmark listings a lot faster than eBay listings, Lauren?
Way faster. And actually, you sell a fair amount of clothes, Lonnie. You should open a Poshmark account. If you want to talk to me later about it, I'll walk you through it.
So, okay,
Well,
so
he's very posh.
Yeah, oh, I'm so Okay, so Lauren, that brings up a good point there. So I sell a lot of, I'm not ashamed to say it, low end, low rent type clothing. Okay, so is that stuff sell on Posh, or are you looking more at like, you see, high end for me is like $30 to $50. I'm like doing backflips. Okay,
that is for me too. I have stuff on Poshmark that's like $12.
Okay.
And then I have something listed that's $695. Like I just have a range of everything. So.
Okay.
What's
so
the
I could be.
of, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, John.
Well, this ties into what you're asking, Lonnie, I think, because I'm curious, what's the percentage of like men that shop on Poshmark or women that shop on Poshmark? Because I think Lonnie sells like 99% men's clothing.
I sell a lot of women's jeans.
Okay, you do the women's jeans. That's true.
I do. Yeah. But yeah, Lauren, is there a lot of men's clothing on Posh?
There is now. They just started carrying men's, and I know other people that have actually started separate accounts from their original accounts just to house men's clothing. I don't pick up enough men's stuff to do that, but I do have some men's mixed in on my Poshmark closet when I pick it up. I find a lot of men's Cole Haan shoes, so sometimes I'll list those. Sometimes I'll list golf clothes from my husband that he doesn't wear anymore. But yeah, you can list anything on there, and it just depends who's looking for it. And Poshmark ranks really high in Google search too if you have it set so it's visible to Google. So it does get a lot of exposure.
Lauren, I got a question for you real quick. And I've kind of been wondering this because I've been kind of like throwing around the idea of like getting into another platform, and I've been looking into Etsy, and then Poshmark has been another. What's the percentage that Poshmark takes off your sales?
20%. And to me, it evens out for some things. I really like to sell boots and shoes on there because they charge a flat rate of $6.49 to ship for the buyer. So I'm actually saving money with a 20% cut than I would on eBay because I'm not going to charge somebody $20 to ship a super heavy pair of like Sorel boots or something. And on Poshmark, it costs the buyer $6.50.
And you don't have to pay the percentage on the shipping like you do on eBay.
No, you don't.
Because on eBay, you might pay $10 to ship the boots, and then you're going to pay 10% of the $10. So you're going to pay another $1 in fees just for the shipping.
Right.
Does it use PayPal, or is it like a direct deposit kind of into an account, or how do they pay out?
Well, let me pull up and kind of show you guys. Can you see it when I hold it up to the camera? Does it show through for you?
It may or may not.
Hold on a second. So it kind of all goes into this little, hold on. Let me know when you can see it.
I can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, I can see
Brian
it.
emptied this out in a week, and you can see the piece that I can redeem and then stuff that's pending. The stuff that's pending is stuff that I sold today that I still have to ship out. And then once you ship stuff out, people have to accept your order within 3 days, and then your funds get released. And if they don't accept it, after 3 days, the funds are released to you.
So it's kind of like Mercari then, kind of, sort of?
Yeah, very similar. Very similar.
Because I don't sell on Mercari, but I source on Mercari, which is
So
kind of
do
like,
I.
I guess, one of my secrets is I will source vintage concert shirts off Mercari. And essentially, like, I guess you can consider sniping them off there, because a lot of people are unexperienced on Mercari, and they'll list a concert shirt for $5 and it may sell for 60.
Dude, that used to be a great secret. That used to be a really good secret.
I know.
Yeah,
Used to be.
Start Googling that now.
Just ruined your whole market.
Now people are downloading the Mercari app like crazy.
There are 52 people watching right now. Every one of them is just going to start doing exactly what you said.
Probably, yeah. I wouldn't doubt it.
Unless it's Canadian. We got no Poshmark or Mercari here.
They handle returns really well, which is true. They don't really have buyer's remorse. So if you buy something and it doesn't fit you, you're just kind of out of luck. They really only take returns if something is not authentic, or if it's damaged or not as described, and the buyer can prove that from your photos. So I randomly will get a return once in a while, but it has not happened often. I think I've had 3 returns out of over 500 sales on the platform.
Wow.
So it's not, once it's gone, I know it's gone.
Yeah, that's really nice. I've heard, I don't know if it's true because I don't do a lot of clothes, but I've heard that women's clothes have a higher rate of return when you sell them on eBay than men's clothes do.
I get maybe 1 thing returned a month, but I also list a lot of measurements on everything that I have. And I use all 12 photos for every listing that I have. So I make sure that it's really well described, and I think that helps a lot.
Now, do you put the measurements on Poshmark as well?
I only do if people ask me, because otherwise it really slows down my listing time. So if someone asks me, half of my stuff's cross-listed anyway on eBay, I can just go quick copy the measurements, paste them in there. But otherwise, I don't bother.
Cool. What's the sell-through rate like there, Lauren? Like, is it similar to like eBay? Like, are you gonna sell, like, if you have, say, 100? I know like 1% per day is kind of what people gun for the clothing sales, I would guess. That sound about right?
Yes and no. It really just depends what you're selling.
Right.
Tons of stuff is in high demand. If you pick up something that's a high demand, like Lululemon or something, it'll be gone in 2 hours after you list it. If you pick up, here, let me see something that's been sitting here for a while. So I just picked up like 50 J. Crew things and listed them the other day. I think I've sold like 3. So there's more J. Crew than Lululemon, so it will sit longer. It really just depends what you pick up.
Okay.
And how much you share too. You get out what you put in. If you take the time and you spend time on it, you will get more sales.
Wait, so this is like, okay, wait, this is the thing, right? Here's the deal breaker. So this is like a social network. Like you said, you have 55,000 followers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what do I do if I have 0 followers and I'm just getting started? What do I do?
start listing and follow other people. You'll start getting followers.
They follow me back at that point. Okay.
And I would put it out on your Instagram too. So then anyone who follows you on Instagram would start following you as well. But I've gotten most of my followers from people looking at items that I had listed that liked what I had listed. So they want to see the other stuff that I pick up.
Okay.
Tina Scott says, I stepped away for 10 minutes and you have the guys talking about Poshmark.
Hey, if you sell men's clothes and you're not on there yet, you should get on there because the men's is picking up.
And it's probably mostly women buying stuff for men, right? Would you say that?
I think it used to be, but actually of people that are starting to follow me, I've seen more men starting to follow me. So I think more men are going on the platform to buy.
So Chicago Crown Hustler Kurt is saying, ugh, explain the share, Lauren. I've literally never shared anyone else's listings. I post items and that's it. I have decent sales. He sounds like a bad seed, doesn't he? I have decent sales, so I haven't seen a need for sharing.
So pretty much you share stuff and it shows up in someone else's feed. So you can see people sharing my stuff. Whoop, make sure it's focused there. In like the last couple of minutes. And then it will show up in your feed. So it's like an Instagram feed. And you can see stuff that people shared that you follow in your feed. So it's like sharing on Facebook. And really, as a buyer, I don't think that that does anything for me because if I'm going to go buy something, I'm looking for something specific. I would log in and be looking for a brand new St. Laurent handbag or something. And I would go actually look up the brand and look for the handbag. I wouldn't look through my feed. But their algorithm pushes your listings up when you're sharing. And when you share other people's. So,
I mean, and it does seem like Poshmark a little bit does kind of, I don't know how to say this, they market women because I just downloaded it and it's like join millions of women who love Poshmark.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Not So Perfectly Me asks, I make jewelry. Would Posh be a good place for that?
Absolutely. I know a lot of people that sell jewelry on there. Where's Tonya tonight? Does she sell any on there? I've never asked her.
Tonya is in
Disney.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah. I totally do that. I'm half asleep. It's a late night for me.
Just say you're drunk. It's okay on the show.
I don't know. I don't need half my drink gone. I'm working on it, though.
Now, Lauren, are you able to get a little bit more money on Poshmark, or what is the I guess the return rate on there versus like eBay?
Again, it depends what you're selling. A lot of stuff I will just put it on Poshmark because I get less on eBay for it. Let me find something that I can show you an example of.
So you're typically getting a little less on eBay, so you can ask more on Poshmark than what you're typically getting on eBay. Okay, that's what I'm looking for there. Awesome.
Depending on the item, you absolutely can. I'm gonna try to find as an example for you guys.
Yeah. Now, how do you decide what actually goes to Poshmark versus eBay, or what you want to cross-post?
Lately, I've been cross-posting almost everything, just because it's almost Christmas, and I know people are going to be using it. So, like, I try to do most of my high-end designer stuff. Like, these are Chanel clogs on Poshmark, because I know my items are authentic. And then I know they can't be returned for buyer's remorse. So if someone gets them in the mail and tries them on and they're like, oh, these are super great, but I just dropped $300 on them, I'm not going to get them returned for buyer's remorse. So that's an awesome thing about Poshmark. So I try to sell my really expensive stuff just on Poshmark.
Just on Poshmark. Got you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That kind of
this chat's cracking me up.
That kind of brings a question to my mind, though.
I'm not reading the chat.
What's your question, Lonnie?
So we're talking about Poshmark now, right? And this Mercari and all these other platforms. And then there's, of course, Facebook, and then Instagram, and, just endless. And then there's good old eBay that's been around for 20 years. Like, if we're talking about Endgame, I'm still, I'm older than a lot of you guys, but I'm still somewhat young. Like, what platforms do you guys think are actually going to be here in 15 years or 20 years? You think eBay is still going to be around? I mean, it's very hard to predict.
If not eBay, something just like it.
Yeah.
Like we're moving more to an online generation.
Yeah. I think Mercari, I don't think it'll be around for very long. From what I've seen, just being on there and sourcing, a lot of the stuff I could get more for on eBay all day long. And there's a lot of sellers that are like nickel and diming. There's stuff for sale for like $4. And so I think Mercari is one of those just kind of bad apps kind of thing.
I think there's going to be more and more personalized sites. Like Etsy has just exploded with the crafts and the vintage. And now it seems like Poshmark is kind of exploding with the clothing. So there might be something for musical instruments like that comes along, or any other kind of category. I still think eBay is going to be huge like they are, but I can see, a handful more of personalized platforms like there are.
I'm kind of wondering on the sourcing side. So like Let Go, OfferUp, and then there's new ones coming out, right? And then there's Facebook Marketplace, and everybody's on Facebook. So I'm kind of wondering, 10 years from now, will people even have yard sales anymore? Or will they just put all their stuff on an app? Because a lot of the people that are having yard sales now, a lot of the younger people are just selling their good stuff on apps. And then, when I roll up to a yard sale, a lot of times it's someone in their 40s, 50s, 60s. So what's going to happen as that age group shifts, and the people that are 20 now are 40? Are they still going to be doing yard sales?
I don't know.
So your end game, is garage sale when you're 70.
Yeah, if you're guaranteed, hey, I'll take that for $5, and they'll be like, God, get it off the app, old man.
See, I take 30% of all my income that I make off eBay, and I buy silver and gold bullion with it, and I stack that, sit on it as well for long term. I mean, long term is just have more time for me. I want to work less and just have more free time, whether that be not working at the storage or even listing less on eBay, because there's tons of other stuff I can do that I like to do. I mean, I like listing, I like thrifting and stuff, but I'd like to go ride my ATV all day instead.
Yeah, I think Scott has said people are lazy. Yard sales are easier to get rid of things. I agree with that. I think yard sales. I mean, it's cash money on the barrelhead. It's done deal. There's no returns. There's no percentage off. I mean, it's done. I think it'll always be around. But I think you're right. I think as generations change, it will probably change for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you got to think, as a society, as Americans, we are probably the most wasteful people. That's why you find all of this awesome stuff at thrift stores. So
what it'll be? Sorry to interrupt. It'll be virtual reality.
No, Jory, go ahead.
It'll be virtual reality garage sales. That's what you'll be doing. You'll be throwing on your helmet and walk around the guy's garage sale. Ship me this and this, and
Dude, that's cool.
Yeah, that's true.
VR garage sale.
You can buy those 360. Oh, you son of a bitch.
What, John?
All right, no problem. No problem.
Guitar capo.
Oh.
You
don't even know what the hell that is, but I'll drink to that.
Here, I got one. I'll show it to you.
A capo?
Yeah, hold on a
I've
second.
never heard of it.
Or a cable?
Capo.
It's called a capo.
Never heard of it.
It clips on the string across the strings, I believe.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's a bridge, right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it gives a different tone to the.
So Jory, why are you investing in gold and silver specifically? Why do you like those?
It's just a long-term investment. I just sit on it. If silver drops, I buy bullion for pretty cheap from one of the local silver and gold stores, or I get it from Canada Gold Supplier.
All right, this
it's not
is
something I don't think you could. What is it?
Oh, sorry, Jory.
Oh, go ahead. I'll enlarge your screen so everyone can see it.
So basically what you do is you clamp this on the strings
it
and you
changes
put
the tune.
it on a
Okay.
fret and it changes the key. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
So I never knew it was called that.
Are we going to do Kumbaya now, John? sitting around the fire or what?
I'd like to keep all the viewers. I don't want to ruin Jory's channel with that.
Oh, John, can you play a song?
Do you guys want to hear a song?
Hell yeah, we do.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to sing, though, okay? I'm going to give
Can
you,
you
like...
sing an ode to my fantasy football team or something like that?
Tell me if you can hear this. You hear that?
No.
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 Oh, yeah, I can hear that.
You hear that?
It's quiet.
Yeah, because my mic isn't picking it up, probably. Oh, well.
Come on, just hold it up by your face.
Yeah, right.
John, I'm going to buy you a microphone for Christmas. Seriously.
There you go.
Is this one not any good? I just got this one.
It's okay. No, it's fine. But
Yeah, it's not that bad.
we just had to abort the guitar playing. So
Yeah, all I know is Smoke on the Water on the guitar. That's it.
It's a great song.
The
Yeah.
first like 3 frets and nothing else.
Let's see who hasn't gone. Andy, have you done your Endgame
No,
kind
not
of
yet.
thing?
Not yet. Oh my God, my end game. How do you follow up all this Poshmark stuff? I guess my end game is to download Poshmark and no, basically, really what really got me. I mean, I've been selling on eBay since about '97 and stuff like that. But what's really pushed me as far as, and like I said, my end game is my youngest daughter goes to a private college, which is extremely expensive. And me and my ex-wife and my daughter are actually splitting that. And pretty much I've taken on, it's basically enough to where it's another mortgage. So pretty much, my end game is, doing all this to, offset all that college that my kid has. So hopefully once that's all done, I can quit my job. Because, I'm actually, I work a full-time job, but, my eBay, I do well enough on eBay now that by next year, I should have my actual annual salary or whatever at my job surpassed by next year. I'm very, very close this year. So if I keep pushing the way that I am, that's my big thing is, to get to where I can actually quit and then do this full-time, and then not be paying the, off my kids' college. I'll have all that extra money as well. So that'll be, that's my end game really for right now. So
Cool.
So if anyone wants to float me alone, you know what I'm saying. I'm all good to go.
No, that's awesome that you've taken on that extra responsibility to pay for college, man. That's incredible.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a huge responsibility. It's way more than most people probably even realize. But like I said, you gotta do what you gotta do and step up and be the good parent, I guess. So
Yeah, I don't have to deal with that yet, but I know it's coming. Probably
Wait, we have to be good parents? Be mediocre parents so they don't come back? If you're a good parent, they kind of stay with you. If you're kind of mediocre, then they go away.
Yeah. I think mine enjoys it because she's got a really, really nice apartment that I'm paying for and everything else too, meals and all that good stuff. So yeah, I don't think she wants to come back.
I love my kids. They are the best and the worst of everything in my life. I mean,
exactly.
They can break your heart with just one thing, but they're also the love of my life. So.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, back on the Poshmark thing, since this is part of my end game now. Now, is this strictly an app, or is it something that I can do on my PC?
You can do it on desktop. As of, I want to say the last month, you can list on desktop.
Cool, because I hate doing all that stuff on my phone. It's just way too small. I got big fat fingers. Yeah, I don't do anything through my phone at all. I prefer to do everything on my laptop.
There's accessibility settings on the iPhone, right? They can make the buttons real big, so there's like
they need to be at least twice as big for me, because like every time I try and hit U, I hit I or something. Or like whenever I do 4, like when I say FOR, it always brings up a little picture of a tree, and I'm like, oh, it says fir, like a fir tree.
I'm with you, man. I got some serious fat fingers. Everything comes out wrong, and half the time I'm like, oh shit, okay, I meant stop, not stip. You know, it's bad news.
Yeah.
They need one of those Zoom.
That my eyes are getting old too, so you know what I'm saying. So squinting to see all them little numbers and stuff like that. It's just so much easier.
So how old are you?
What's that?
How old are you, Andy?
What about your age?
I'm trying to remember. Are you older than me or
No.
younger than me?
I'm probably think a couple years younger than you.
Oh shit! That means I'm the old guy. Damn it.
Yeah, today you're the old guy.
Yeah, today I'm the old guy.
Yeah, I'm 46.
Am I the young one? I think, is Ronnie younger than me? I think Ronnie might be.
I don't know. How old are you, Jory?
No, Ronnie's like 40.
I don't know how.
Yeah, you're the young one.
I'm 30.
in December.
I don't know. How old's Lawrence? You're probably young too.
Lauren's like 23. 23.
Oh, 32.
Yeah, I just turned 30 in July.
Jory, how old are you?
29. I turned 30 in December.
Jeez.
Dang.
Oh my god. My oldest child is 24.
Yeah.
Oldest child is 24.
Wait, I was born in. How old am I? 40. Wait, how old are you again,
46.
Andy? When's your
46.
birthday?
71. June.
I know. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm 6 months older than you.
I thought you had me by just a tad, because I know, like you, me, and I'm not gonna drop the other female that's on this panel's name. I don't want to know how old she is.
Right. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Actually, there's another one here.
Hey, we just had another show up though.
Oh, hey, Deb.
Hi, Deb.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Deb.
Hey, Deb.
Hi, Deb.
Hi.
Debut, isn't it? Right on this show.
Yeah, actually, every Sunday we're busy. So
So what are you drinking?
I wasn't drinking anything, but I purposely brought something with me. It's not even open yet.
Crack it open.
It's a
Halfway through the
Michelob
show.
Ultra.
A Michelob Ultra.
Oh my god, you only have one? We got problems.
I drank yesterday.
Man, I'm already halfway through
Get
a
off
six
the
pack,
cake,
so.
man. Just start drinking, Deb. Cheers.
You're good. Cheers, Deb. Thanks for showing up.
Cheers.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome.
So, Deb, what's your end game? That's the topic tonight.
My end game, well, for my business, I've always wanted to travel, so I need to get enough money to just be able to travel. So that's my end game in life. Like, as soon as my last of my kids is gone, like off into their life, I want to go hear stories. Like, I've always wanted to just be like, I want to come back and tell people like, hey, you know this guy I talked to in Thailand? He was telling me blah, 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 blah. Like, I want to have awesome stories to tell. That's what I want.
Nice.
Yep.
So would you want to tell those stories on YouTube, Deb? And hi, Deb, by the way. Welcome to the panel here.
Sure, because if I tell them on YouTube, then I could like write off a lot of expenses.
Yes.
Right.
How much could you write off?
A lot.
I mean, like, would the IRS consider the YouTube thing a hobby, or could you like sell it for a little while at least as a going business?
I'm sure that I could do a good portion of it for a little while.
Yeah,
That's
it's a media group. That's all she's got to do. Yeah. Just open up a media group, and the media provides us travel.
Yeah, I wanted to start including my hands and my pictures more often, so that way I could write off manicures, you know. And
you gotta model something, right? Yeah. See, this is an implement.
I did talk to a friend of mine who does taxes, and he said that if I do get like Invisalign, I could probably write that off because of comments that I get on YouTube. So I felt like I was required to fix my teeth.
just to get the write-off.
Wow.
Booze too. I buy my booze with a gift card, and then you write the gift card off as a promotion.
Talked about that. This being a drinking show, you should be able to write off all the alcohol, right? I mean, it's marketing. Advertising budget.
Whoever makes this stuff, should totally sponsor this show. I mean, we make stuff anyway. We need to. We really need to get in touch with these guys.
I don't drink Fireball on shows.
I love drinking Fireball. I don't know how it'll go if I start drinking Fireball.
I only drink Fireball when I'm ice fishing. That's the Minnesota ice fishing thing.
That sounds so Canadian.
Minnesota. Flannel. He's Canadian.
Yeah, she's even wearing flannel.
Right, she's wearing flannel now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I am.
Jory is. Minnesota's wearing flannel there too.
I have a serious question for you, okay? Being in Minnesota, how many times have you woken up like from a night of drinking and you're in Canada? I'm just saying, you're so close.
It hasn't happened yet. Oh, actually, wait. I can say that it happened. We went ice fishing in Lake of the Woods once, and if you cross half of the lake, you're in Canada technically. So that has happened to me once.
Nice.
Yep.
I can't even count, John, how many times I ended up in Mexico. So, I mean, passed out on the beach, wake up.
From Utah, Duane?
I'm in Mexico. No, when I was in Camp Pendleton.
I wouldn't put it any best.
Oh, man.
That's funny.
Cool.
Unfortunately, Canada doesn't have Poshmark or any of that stuff. No Macari either.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Yeah, we get stuff late around here, I guess.
By the way, Jory, we had pancakes this morning, and I covered mine in that beautiful Canadian maple syrup.
How'd you get it? Nice. Did you enjoy it?
Oh, dude, it was good. Good stuff.
Did you put peanut butter?
Yours isn't there yet? Yours went out same day.
No, I know, but I'm way further away than
That's
Louisiana,
true.
so.
That's true.
Not really, dude. Dude, you're closer to Jory. I would
No,
think.
dude, I'm like 3,500 miles from anywhere.
Yeah, he's further because it's got to go south and then to the west more too.
Clear over to the West Coast,
Lonnie's
dude.
more
Really.
just right down south. from us.
Okay. But
Lonnie,
yeah, the maple syrup was really good, dude.
Did you put peanut butter on your pancakes?
I didn't. I did butter. I did like real 100% butter and then 100% maple syrup. And dude, I love the ingredients on the back of the jar.
Was it maple
syrup? It says freaking maple syrup. That's it. 100%. You go read a bottle of Miss Butterworth's. See what you see.
This is a lot more than maple syrup. I don't think there's maple syrup in it.
Flavoring, come on.
Did you melt anything with your laser pointer yet? Try and burn anything down?
I burned the leaf. Burned the leaf. I haven't had a whole lot of time to fool with it yet, but I did burn a leaf.
We'll see Lonnie's house in the paper someday. Oh yeah, caught on fire from some laser pointer.
Go fund me. Burnt down.
Yeah, right.
I'm glad y'all are laughing at my house burning down. I'm glad I got a good chuckle out of that.
You wanted to kill cats last time we had a live show.
Exactly. I wanted to set a cat on fire.
Lonnie's house on fire. Knee slapping moment there. No, I haven't had time to play. I'm kind of scared to play with pets with it because it's a little more powerful than your typical laser. You know?
Oh yeah, I lost the instructions. The instructions told you to wear special goggles so you don't get it in your eyes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to burn their eyes out or anything, so I probably won't play with pets.
Yeah. Catch the cat on fire accidentally with it.
I do want to try to put a firecracker like about 20 yards away and see if I can light it. Yeah.
I never thought about
that.
I should have done that before I tried
remote
to sell
controlled
it.
firecracker. I am going to totally do that. Try it out.
Cool. That would be cool.
I'll probably have to put it on a tripod though.
Are you in game yet?
No, I have not. I have not told everyone my end game
You've
yet.
been patiently waiting, bud. So what is your end game?
So, honestly, I didn't really start thinking about this until I turned 30 in July. And after you get out of your 20s, you're like, wait a minute. It's getting real now.
Yeah.
Right?
I might die one day.
Right. I may actually die one day. What's going to happen? So, you know, I work a full-time job, and that's what I want to get out of is the whole corporate rat race. I worked in retail for 8 years. I worked in corporate for certain companies. So I can take that knowledge to reselling and actually use it. And that's what I think my end game is, to get on several platforms, have multiple streams of income, and build a business and a brand and not have to work for someone else.
I think that's a lot of people's
great goal. Yeah, that's a good one.
And you know, I've kind of I've looked into Poshmark, I've looked into Etsy, and I've also even contemplated about opening an antique booth, because in Illinois there's so much traffic from travelers passing through and people visiting these small towns, which I live in. I live from like an hour from almost every big city in Illinois. So it would be really good for me, you know, to open an antique booth and kind of capture that. But I haven't really looked into that much, but I'm really thinking about it in the next year and a half.
That's pretty cool. Here in Utah, I'm like 5 hours from anywhere. You know, Salt Lake is 5 hours to Boise, 5 hours to Vegas, 5 hours to Denver.
Wow.
Anything else? I mean, there's nothing. I live out in the middle of the desert. So being able to, you know, open an antique booth if it's not in Salt Lake, you know, I'm pretty shit out of luck.
Yeah. And we even have this big like antique thing on every third Sunday of the month in Bloomington, Illinois. It's called the Third Sunday Market. And people come from like different states. Like there is hundreds and thousands of people that come to this. And people sell antiques there and stuff like that. So I have a lot of opportunity in that around me. But recently, like for me, it's been just eBay. And like I didn't get serious about eBay until like about 1.5 to 2 years ago, and I started really taking it serious. So I've been kind of selling off and on since 2005, and I went from 10 items a month to now I'm like at almost 240 this year. So that's like kind of what I did, and I kind of built that up to kind of get out of that rat race. And also, you know, I started a YouTube channel, and then I have an Instagram, and those are still fairly new. Like my YouTube channel is still under a year old, and my Instagram is like, I think maybe just like a few months old.
Oh my gosh. Ronnie.
Andy, do it, Andy.
I'm doing it.
Come on, Andy. You have to do it.
See the bad
Ronnie?
influences, Ronnie. That's all I'm saying, man.
Is that a Whalers hat?
Yeah, he was wearing it last night too.
Or a Seahawks?
I didn't get to watch the show. I worked with a guy that played for the Whalers for a long time. His name was Blaine Stoughton, and he was a really good hockey player. Played pro, and I think he outscored Gretzky one year even.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Very nice. I just like the hat.
Yeah, it's a cool hat.
Cool, new blood.
Yeah.
So, Ronnie, what's your end game, buddy?
Like everybody else,
doing all this?
be a millionaire.
Be a millionaire.
Write a book about it and sell.
You're in the wrong business, bud.
I thought I get rich quick on eBay. $1 million. Selling clothes from the bins, baby.
Here we go.
Trying to penny into $1 million.
And how's that going?
Jory, I hope you enjoyed your channel while it lasted, bud.
Yeah.
We had dog fuckers on here last time, so I don't think I can go any more shit on that.
I mean, realistically, I mean, right? I probably don't push eBay or any online. I don't push Amazon either, probably as much as I should. I take way too much time, and I think Deb falls into that category too, because me and her, it's very similar. Where we'll get by. We're doing fine, and it's like, we got money, and things get paid, no problem. Like, let's take some time off, chill. we don't push it as hard as we should
I
at all.
just came off like a 6-month hiatus. Like, I didn't really touch anything for 6 months.
No, you were like gone once. It has to do with your house, right? I mean, for the most part, you kind of got sunk into the whole house moving thing, and then starting in April, we went. Yep.
Yeah, we started buying the house, and then it was like really nerve-wracking. And then June came around. I had put my store on vacation, and then I thought I was gonna hit August just running, and instead I just like went and I just now yesterday took pictures and put up drafts to make listings just yesterday.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Yeah. Nice.
Steve and Steph want to know what Ronnie's end game is in his fantasy football team.
This week it's to beat Laura. Right now it's to beat Laura. That's
Look, there's nobody in our league that is more serious about these games than Ronnie Hart right now, and he's nowhere near the top.
One game at a time.
He's dead last.
Right now. I need to look.
It's your last, right?
It's so close right now, you guys.
Right now it says
we did 2, huh? Yeah.
Says we're projected by 0.30 of a point.
So
0.30.
So look, here's the deal, guys. If y'all haven't heard, in our fantasy football league, whoever comes in last has to sing a song on YouTube. The song is going to be chosen by the league champion.
Oh, wow.
That is
Right,
why
so it can
Ronnie
be
is
really
more
bad.
serious than anyone about winning. Right
He doesn't want to
He's in
sing.
dead last place.
He doesn't want to sing.
I would really like to see Ronnie singing Celine Dion, "My Heart Will Go On." So if y'all want to make that happen, that'd be great.
It's gonna be way worse than that.
Yeah.
Shania Twain, "I Feel Like a Woman."
No. You know that milkshake song? My milkshake brings the boys
I'm a Barbie girl.
If I win the league and I get to decide, I'm gonna pick like 4 songs and have everybody vote on it on Facebook what their favorite.
Whoa.
That's awesome.
It's for the champion, John.
I said if I win. I'm coming for you, bud.
Week 11, John.
We're 2 weeks away from week 11, man. 2 weeks away.
So whenever you go to the championship, I'll give you my whole team. Could have anybody you want.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Every week, whoever's playing them, take my players. Julio Jones, who can't score a touchdown.
Oh, man.
Who wants him, Ronnie? I mean, he can't catch anything, even in the end zone.
That was bad.
Cooks, who can't figure out how to freaking play in the Patriots offense.
I think that's the problem. Is if you come in last, nobody wants your players because they suck.
Hey, TJ Hilton.
No one wants your players because they
TJ?
It's TY, dude.
TY.
TY, TJ, TD. He was TD. Hilton today.
And you wonder why you're in last place.
It's my running backs. My running backs stink butt.
to run back.
I'm sorry.
So in other words, Ronnie's going to be singing.
Just dying.
No, I just read something weird, and it's like you're entitled to a free Bozo the Hozo, the Christian Clown birthday package. I'm sorry.
What the heck?
What?
That's a real thing, by the way. So
Bozo
you
weird.
can look at bozothehozo.com.
Awkward.
Sorry. Let me keep my attention where it's supposed to be. I'm gonna close that too.
What's that thing around your neck?
Headphones.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's a
I normally-
wireless headphone.
Yeah, I normally stick them
I
back
thought it
under
was
my
like
ear.
an open choker. What do they call those things? A choker?
Lonnie, I see what you're doing, bud. Karen's at the beach had a comment that said, John still hasn't paid Lonnie back for the fart jar. It looks like it was retracted.
I didn't do it.
It's coming. Karen. It's coming Thursday. My channel.
I was gonna say,
This week in
he's,
Reseller.
I'm sure.
Got his gift. ready to open on that channel, so on that show. So make sure you watch it.
Ooh, okay. I was gonna say because John's been actually, stocking up on all the stuff that Lonnie's done to him, so it's gonna be big here soon.
Oh yeah, payback's coming.
Hey, look, we got after tonight, after I beat Andy ParrotHead Picker here tonight.
Hey, I got a 7% chance of pulling this out, bud. I just checked.
Like I said, after I beat Andy ParrotHead Picker, I'm gonna have 9 sore losers gunning for my ass.
Absolutely.
Ronnie is hating it too. Ronnie, am I the worst person to be in this position?
Oh, you're a cocky little.
I thought you next week, bud. You want to make a bet on our game for next week? I think it's next week.
My channel already sucks, so. So I get all my players back, I think, next week.
Ronnie, don't do it. He's drinking on my alcohol this week, so don't do it.
Oh, no, I'm playing Lauren next week. Never mind.
That's an easy win.
Ooh, just the guy with 1 win.
Ronnie,
I'm projected to lose right now by half a point.
Ronnie, who did you beat here? Who was what? Who did you beat?
Jory.
Probably when he wasn't even there yet.
When I wasn't able to do anything.
He hadn't even figured out how to crack into the game yet.
Auto-picked team.
It was the second week.
Not that I'm doing any better now that I can pick people and play around with the team.
You're actually doing worse, Jory.
But I think the second week he had, I think there was no off week, so.
Well, one of the guys was gone this week, and then one of my guys did something, dislocated his knee. I don't know.
Well, that's
and then they all underperformed this week too.
Pick a bunch of guys on the same. I had a bunch of Charger players and a bunch of New England players. So they all had off weeks. It's like, dumping a few players.
Yeah, got stuck with a bunch of shit ones.
Do I have to watch this to figure out what everybody's end game was?
No.
I think everybody just wanted to be rich.
Pretty much. Oh, we're drinking.
Oh, someone got a sale.
Was it a sale or a question?
It was a sale.
He's gonna say that because you gave him the option.
Yeah, right.
What'd you sell, bud?
I
Let's
sold.
see it.
Hang on, let me put it up here. Nothing too crazy. Just a flannel Ralph Lauren shirt for $21.
That's the same one Lauren's wearing right now.
Is it going to Minnesota or Canada?
Minnesota or Canada?
I needed a new wood chopping shirt. I just bought it.
That's so Canadian.
I swear I've had I keep getting I don't have a best offer on this thing, but I keep getting people messaging me, will you take $10 in free shipping for this? Will you take? No, I'm not even answering that. It's like, well, really? Free shipping and it's a flannel shirt, so it's automatically over £1. Yeah. I'm going to give you the shirt for $4. Yeah, sure. I'm going to get on that.
We need to start keeping track of who has the most sales on this show, because I would bet Andy is up there.
Yeah,
I get one a week, I think.
I've only had one, so it's pretty easy to count mine. So.
When we had Pete on the show, we basically killed him.
No, he doesn't count. We don't play his game. No. We'd all be shitty by 10 minutes in.
We'd have to be calling 911 for alcohol poisoning if we drank for him.
It's like Pete versus all of us.
Pete doesn't even look to see what he sold anymore.
No.
Right?
I dive on my phone like it's a friggin' hand grenade.
Sure, he's from Nova Scotia. Now that's all the way to the east coast of Canada, right?
No? Yeah, that's going out east.
That's ways out there, so that's pretty cool.
I got some family up that way. They're probably getting some snow out that way right now. Maybe not now.
They always have snow?
Yeah.
Hey, here's Chad.
Oh, there's Chad right when I typed up my I'm going to leave soon message.
Mr. Moneybag.
Hey, Chad.
Dinky.
What's up, Chad?
Or a.k.a. Mr. Leahy.
We got a full house again, man. 10 straight. Wow, that's up.
Nice.
Well,
Yeah, I can't
If he
do
shows
Mr.
up.
Lanky unless I'm drinking. Because I talk just like him when I'm drunk.
Chad, you do. We can't see you.
I know.
Are you naked? Chad's naked on Jory's channel.
Sitting on the shitter or something.
You do not want to see me right now.
He's
I'll
looking
just
at
scoop
the
you
bath
on
right
up on
now.
that one.
Are you in the bathtub naked?
Or are you in the bathtub with clothes on? That'd be worse.
There's only one idiot that I know of that would actually go live in the bathtub.
And who is that?
And it's not Deb.
I can't even fit my fat. Never mind. I can't even get in the bathtub.
Wow.
Trying to get a garden tub. Ain't nobody want to get one.
Oh, you still talking about that damn garden tub?
Chad, come on, give us one Mr. Leahy, Chad. It's so good.
Ricky.
Come on, do it.
That was good.
It's not enough. We need the whole thing.
That's what she said.
Julian, I'll give you the park, Julian. There.
No. I want a Mr. Leahy shit reference. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't think of one.
Fucking lady.
The shit balls and shit bats or whatever. Come on, Chad.
When it's on ship. Hold on.
Take a
What is it?
coming down on you like a shit hawk. That's one of them.
When life gives you shit balls, you hit him with a shit bat or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh well. Well, Chad, what is your end game?
What's my end game?
I think he's living there.
You have one.
Actually,
There, huh?
everybody should know Kim and my end game because we make it so obvious. It's not so much about making. It's not always about the money. It's just about the lifestyle and to be comfortable. That's our end game. Just, to be happy.
So do you think you're going to end up ever like not going to thrift stores and yard sales and flipping stuff, even if you're not doing it at the rate you're doing now?
Probably. We will probably always do it. I mean, it's because it's something we enjoy doing, and it's not, I don't know.
So are you going to stay at the level you're at now? I mean, or are you going to ramp up to where, I know you don't want to ramp up to above, where it's not fun for you anymore, but are you just going to continue where you're at now, or is there something you're actually working towards?
No, we're really not working towards anything. Really the only time we would really ramp up is when life throws us a curveball and we have to ramp up, so it's, we're able to live a good life, put a little back, and it's, and I know so many people talk about you've got to have goals, you've got to have goals, you've got to have goals. We really don't. As long as our bills are paid and, we're able to do what we want to do with life, then we're happy. It's almost like retirement, we've already worked our asses off and now it's time to enjoy life. That's the way we feel.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do at 65 anyway, Chad. So.
Oh, hey, yeah, that's right. Now I'm not the old man on the panel.
Yeah, Deb just called us old, honey.
No, not us, not you,
Yeah,
not
I knew that was coming.
Guys.
Not you
Just
doing
you.
it, Chad. Just you.
Oh, okay.
Just you.
I was talking to Mother the other day because I was driving through the downtown. I hate driving through little towns and there's all these empty stores and stuff, and I just think I could do things with that space, And now that we live in this little town, I see it every day, and am gonna find out how much those places cost because I want to open up a store here. Like, there's not a store here that like takes donations for anything at all. Like nothing in the like 20-mile radius. There's no donation, anything.
So
Wow.
would you like to open a nonprofit, or is it for profit, or I mean what?
I don't know. I want to open something like I'm not sure yet. Like I know I want to open something that's almost like where I just buy things for cheap for like $1 or $2. Just being like, this is the set price. If you have these brands, I'll give you, $5 for them. And if you have this, I'll give you $2. And just bring me your stuff.
Kind of like a Plato's closet, Deb.
Yeah, but not clothes.
Right.
If they have clothes, they can just donate the clothes, and I can take them off to the children's shelter or whatever. I don't want to touch them. But yeah, no. I'm totally. I have a plan. I don't have a plan yet. I actually just have a thought process. But I want to do that. I want to open a store.
Nice.
And I want to open up a restaurant, like a small one. Me and Mother have this dream of opening up this restaurant. It's like a wing place, but it's with shrimp. It's like 20 different flavors of shrimp, and we're going to call it Camarones Borrachos.
That sounds delicious.
And all it's going to have is shrimp by the half pound in different flavors and beer.
Oh, my God.
Wasn't that the Bubba Shrimp Company?
Oh.
I'm going there.
Yeah.
I could kill a pound of shrimp.
Yeah, it would just be like wings, only shrimp.
Yeah. What about lobster and like crab? That sounds pretty good too.
Just shrimp, Shane.
Just shrimp, man. We're on the
shrimp. Hello.
Come on.
Yeah, would that be a food truck? Would that be like a food truck?
No, not a food truck. Because here I could actually get a location. In Austin, I'd have to have a truck. You can't afford any type of real estate whatsoever. But we could have a location here. That and the places to eat here suck. And I'm like, how do you go 20 miles outside of Austin and lose all of your taste buds? It's like weird. There's like so much good food in like Travis County, Austin area, and then you go 20 miles and it's just like, we'll eat this crap.
The hipsters don't have cars. That's why.
They take them a while on their bicycles.
Yeah, they can only go so far on their little e-bikes.
There's Evan.
Yeah, Evan.
Oh
my goodness. There's Evan going across.
Evan and Casey.
Probably getting a diaper.
Well, we don't want to see that part.
The diaper.
No.
Gross.
Looks like Deb's dying. Have you not figured out how to get that yet? Figured airflow through that little closet?
No, I have AC. I just don't want to turn it on because it's right behind the camera. And so it'll be loud.
We did our show. You turned it on, and it wasn't that bad, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's so many people. There's so many people on the panel. And sometimes when you have extra noise, it's really loud.
Hey, if you want to sit there and sweat, be my guest.
Hey, Jory, I have a question for you as a new father. Sure. Have you done the old you hear the baby crying thing, like in the middle of the night, and you fake like you're sleeping?
Yeah, the tone deaf.
No, see, my wife knows I'm an insomniac and I don't sleep, so it doesn't work. I can't pull it off.
Damn it!
Because I only sleep 3-4 hours a night. So yeah, she knows.
Is it loud?
I usually gotta wake her up. Hey, the baby's awake. No, she's pretty good. She takes care of the baby mostly through the night so that I can work, and then I do like very early morning or when I get home.
That's cool.
Phones are blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
I know. What's up with that?
Sales? Are we drinking?
No, we're drinking, but we're not selling.
Holy cow. Honestly, I can't hear your AC.
Not so perfectly me says like kicked my husband out of the bed when he tried that.
We're trying to bring hate from all different angles to Jory's channel tonight.
Yeah,
it's all good.
Lonnie, you were right, man. This Corona Extra does go down super smooth. I'm almost like through a whole 6-pack already.
Yeah, I told you, dude. Like I drank 4 without even trying last week.
Yeah, I'm on number 5.
You know what? Your microphone is overdriving a little bit.
Yes, it is.
Gotcha.
One of these days, I'm gonna have to plan it for this channel where I can send you guys all some Canadian beer. We'll see how long the panel can last.
Ooh, that would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Now that I figured out how to move alcohol across the border.
What are you gonna do? You could do whiskey in. Well, no, you said it's more illegal to ship maple syrup.
I can send you that
Decorative
too,
bottles.
yeah. Collectible.
Everything has to be in a collectible bottle.
Yeah, very flexible, I think.
So, Jory, you sent me that big box. It had like a, that long coat. It had the laser pointer, and then it had a bottle of syrup.
Yeah.
So how much did that cost to ship?
With the discount, I was about $17.
Dude, that's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
But I hit the second tier for Canada Post now, so I save a decent amount on shipping, anywhere from 15 to 30%. So it helps.
Honestly, I don't think I could have shipped that box from here to California.
You want to know what the shitty part is, though? For me to send that same box to BC, which is Canada, just the other side of Canada, I would have been about like $35.
Holy cow.
What?
Wow.
I'll send something, especially if there's no tracking. If it's a small item without tracking, I can send it to the US for $5. I can't send anything.
So what's the deal? Is it like,
$5.
is it because Canada is sparsely populated and that last mile of delivery costs a lot? Is that what the deal is? Or
I think so. And then just the distance to go across Canada, it's such a large kind of mass to go across. And we don't have as many people, so it's not as much being bought at the post office, so it's kind of harder to get the cheap rates.
Yeah.
And we only have 3 rates. We have regular, expedited, express post, and priority. And express post and the priority mail are like next day. They're super expensive. Expedited's the cheapest. And then letter mail. But letter mail can't be over 1.5 inches in thickness. So it limits you. Like you can send basically DVDs. I can barely send a cassette.
Wow.
Now, do you have like flat rate stuff?
Canada Post just introduced flat rate. We have 3 different boxes, but they're in like 6 cities, and none of them are near me. There's 1 in Toronto, 1 in Quebec, 1 in Vancouver.
Really?
And I don't know where the other one is, somewhere out east.
It actually sounds like it'd be easier to ship. I mean, more expensive, but easier. When you only have 3 options, or 4 if you count, normal letter post.
It's easier to know the rates. And the plus side of the expensive shipping. So yeah, for me to put like, I don't know, N64 in a box, it's going to cost me that $25 to ship it to PC. But at the same time, I can put a stereo receiver box, and it's only going to run me an extra $2 more to ship it. So the weight isn't a huge factor when you're staying within Canada. Like, you're already paying such an expensive amount for a smaller item that's why I sell typewriters and a lot of big stuff, because it's only a couple dollars more here.
Very interesting, man.
Well, Karen's at the beach. It's not always cold and snowy. It's not even freezing right now. It's like probably 45 degrees here. If I
we might cancel school for that.
We got a warm spell here. But I mean, we get a lot of snow, especially where I live. We're right in like a snow belt. Last year I had snow up to my waist and
wow.
So, yeah. I welcome it.
Oh, Porn, your second, or is that your third?
Second.
Oh, jeez. What a rookie. Seriously, I'm just kidding.
We do have to have Lauren's. Lauren, what's your husband's name? Is it Brian? Jeez.
Brian, he was actually just in here. He was talking to me, and then he walked away. He asked if I wanted some popcorn.
I think with a little training, I think Brian could give Jory a run for his money.
I welcome him to try. I don't have any beer here right now, but I welcome him to try. I almost beat him with the whiskey. That was hard.
Yeah, that wasn't really fair. But
yeah, I had a pretty big handicap there.
You guys, I
need to do some training too. I mean, I'm close. I have never put myself out there though, so.
I welcome it too. Whenever you guys are ready, we'll set another date, and I'll grab some beers, and we'll go at her again.
Hey.
Let me know when. He'd love it. He wants to challenge you.
We'll just
really, is there a loser? I mean, when you're pounding beer, is there a loser, really?
Everybody wins.
Ask me that question in the call out.
We should just have a whole panel where Jory has to beat everybody.
Well, yeah, great. We'll get a full panel that night too. I'll be slamming 9 beers.
I'll go last.
Well, when we played Flip Cup, or if we ever played beer pong, I always played with full beers. All these young guys don't play with full beers, and I was always the anchor in Flip Cup because I could drink the beer fast.
Wow, Chicago Crown Hustler says, "Put your fireball where your mouth is."
Or put your mouth where your fireball is. It could go either way, right?
Whatever.
There's some people I beat while they take a shot.
That's crazy.
Wow.
The next time we do it, I'll just have a couple beers prior to, so that I'm really ready to slam.
I got to give Brian props. Though,
that was quick.
Brian, like,
no, he did well. Yeah. Well,
there's like a handful of people that have kept up to me, and he's in that group. A handful of people. There's not many.
You do the open throat method where you don't swallow, and Brian does the big gulp method, and he almost caught up with a little training. Yeah. Like if you took him under your wing, he would defeat you.
I don't know, but that's not the fastest I've ever done it either. Like,
we started up.
We can do a boot if you want. I can check. I used to have a glass boot that, just like on Beer Fest.
That's pretty cool. We don't have one of those.
It holds 3 beers, so we can do 3. The maximum I've ever done was 4 beers, and it was about 6 seconds.
You do the same method with the boot, Jory?
Yep, and it goes away.
Wow. Y'all have different classes, Jory, for competitive beer drinking? Are there different classes? Like, is there an open throat division versus big gulp division?
A modified open throat, chugger, a guzzler, a swallower.
Oh, you got to chop a tree down first, and then you wrestle a moose after.
Oh, so funny.
Oh, gosh.
I'm dying now.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, record was 4 beers or so. It hurt though. That was a lot.
There's something wrong with Jory. It's not possible for the rest of us population to not gulp. We drown.
Yes.
Parents at the beach says Jory drinks like Joey Chestnut eats hot dogs.
he's like the true life Frank the Tank.
Well, it was like the Man Show. Did you guys ever watch the Man Show back in the day?
Oh yeah.
I was too young to even be drinking. I was slamming my orange juice as fast as they were drinking their beers.
Wow.
They had that guy on there, that old man.
I forget who was on there. The one guy has a talk show host now.
Yeah.
Well,
it's Adam Carolla and
Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel,
yeah.
But there was that old captain man that did the drinking thing.
Yeah, they always said Ziggy's like Ziggy's.
Oh yeah.
Didn't that Carolla guy? He has like a real successful podcast now, I believe.
Yeah, I think he does. Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called.
Saves all the celebrity marriages and stuff.
So what does he do?
He has reality shows on VH1, I think, too. But he also has a podcast.
Yeah.
Hashtag open throat division.
Open throat division.
I had guys screwing with me at a Christmas party once. I was racing a whole bunch of people, and I didn't realize they were filling my beers up with wine. So I was drinking like half beer, half wine out of these big like pint and a half glasses. I did 4 or 5, and I had no idea by the end of the night walking around just stumbling and leaning against walls. Man, I feel drunk. And my buddy Mike's laughing at me. He's going, "Yeah, we've been pouring wine in your drinks. You, man, you've been drinking wine."
Andy, did you sell another thing?
So, Jory, you don't even know what beer tastes like, do you?
It's a little foamy, I think. But... Well, I'm Canadian. My last name's Beer, so I mean, if I can't drink a beer fast, I feel like I fail my last name and fail being Canadian.
Craziness.
So other than drinking beer, does anyone have anything to add?
I learned a lot tonight.
Yeah.
Actually, I learned a lot about Poshmark. I knew nothing about it.
Yeah. Open throat.
Oh, Duane's chugging right now. Duane's chugging his beer right now.
Wait, Lauren, I have one more question about Poshmark. Is it costing, is there any kind of like monthly fee or is there a listing fee?
Nope, neither. You just pay when your item sells.
So okay, well that's pretty good. That's different from like Etsy. You have to pay up front and all that stuff. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, but it's like a nickel a month. It's
No.
like 20 cents, right? It's 20 cents for 3 months or something.
Yeah, 4 nickels.
But it's for 3 months.
Right, it is. I've still never sold anything there.
On Etsy?
I sold something yesterday.
I sold one thing and I sold it wrong, and so I ended up eating shipping to Ireland.
Oh,
wow.
But it was okay. I still made money. It was a cat tea kettle, and they didn't end up having to pay the shipping on it, and so it cost me like $37 to ship it. But I still made money.
If that makes you feel bad, last week somehow I sold a game, and it went to Canada, and for some reason Amazon only sent me $6 to ship that game to Canada, and it cost me $32.
Oh.
Wow.
If
The
you
thing
don't
is,
set
the
up
game
your
sold for
Canadian
almost
shipping
$200
right,
though. So I didn't really care. We only had $4 into it.
Yeah, but you need to do a video on that.
It was like I was laughing. I was
do
like,
a video on what
we're not
setting up
doing
your
that
merchant
again.
fulfilled for Canada.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, it's important. It's really important, and it's not easy. They don't make it simple.
No, it's not. It was a pain for me to do it for the US and the UK.
Yeah, you're like sitting. I mean, you got to really do math and problem solving, and you have to have like a graph, and you're and like because it does about like the 8 ounces, and if you don't add it up right, then you're either going to severely overcharge the people or you're going to undercharge really bad. So it's my math hat got put on.
I don't even have a math hat anymore.
You know, most people don't. I've
I'm
noticed.
horrible at math.
That's why they got calculators.
I'm that shitty person at the store that gives them extra money so I can get back like a 5 or like a quarter, and then I just totally screw them up.
Yeah, they look at you with that funny face, like
They're like, "You gave me too much money," and I'm like, "Yeah, because I want a 5 back," and they're like,
Yeah,
"No,
I did
it's
that.
too much money."
I did that the other day, man. In the garage sale, I gave them like something was, I think $16, and I gave them 21 to get a 5 back.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Wait, you're trying to double talk me, huh? I've seen this on TV." You're being slick. Oh yeah, they're gonna do the Night Require Field thing where they start marking my shit with a pen.
You can't avoid the change here with toonies and loonies and quarters.
oh yeah, you guys got Looney Tunes.
They just throw the change at you here. We don't even have pennies anymore. We got rid of them.
Wait, what do y'all have? Coonies and loonies?
Toonies and a toonie is a $2 coin. A looney is a $1 coin. A looney has a goose on it. I think it's a Canada goose.
That sounds like a cartoon.
See, I don't have bills.
We got 5s, 10s, 20s, 50s, 100s.
So at your strip clubs, what do they do?
$5.
Okay.
$5 bills.
$5.
Oh my God, I'm not going to freaking Canada.
They have toonie bars that you can go to. Don't go to the toonie bars.
Toonie
If you're in
bars?
Canada, just don't go to the toonie bars.
Oh my God.
You don't want to mess with anyone you're paying with a toonie. Just don't do it.
I'm working the toonie circuit.
Yeah. It's $5 here. They're $5 bills. But unlike a lot of the states, the women at the strip clubs in Canada get fully nude.
What?
Yeah.
They do that here. You just can't. They just can't sell alcohol inside. You have to be while you're.
Oh, they sell alcohol too. They sell alcohol and they get all naked and you can lay on stage and they'll do all sorts of shit.
This show's completely.
I'm not gonna go too graphic, but you basically fold a $5 bill lengthwise and you put it on your face and I'll let
I'm not gonna get too graphic, but
that was really specific. Because you have to position it like this. If you hold it,
you just fold it. Don't wear a on stage or you get whipped.
Somebody just left. Ronnie.
Ronnie's
like, I'm out of here.
Ronnie's offended.
His wife's yelling at him in the background. What are you talking about, strip club?
Ronnie's like, I'm out.
Might be a good note to end on, guys.
Yeah.
About hour and a half in.
Look, Chicago Crown Hustler says, do they accept US 5 or do they just say sorry and send you out?
You know what sucks? I forgot that you guys have $1 bills. To make a quick story here, and we went to a strip club and I paid with a $50 bill. It was a $6 drink. I got all ones back. And I'll never forget that. Gave me all ones. I had 44
then what
ones.
happened? Then what happened?
I literally just threw ones all over the place like an asshole.
I knew you
My wife was with me. It was like a Wednesday night. There's 4 people in the strip club. It was in New Orleans. She's like, no one's giving the stripper money. So I went up and just started throwing ones everywhere.
Oh,
Drank
jeez.
way too much. Why would that? I was going to walk around a pocket of 50 ones. Every time I do that, I mix it up with a 10 or a 20 or something because your guys' money isn't colorful like ours. So it's easy to mix up.
True.
Ours is color coordinated.
Are you trying to
Especially
say
when you're
you can't
drunk.
read? Like you can't see the numbers? You need a color system?
It's just quicker.
Is it
Dimly
like
lit
Monopoly
strip
money?
club.
You're like, oh yeah, the greens are 20s and the
Yeah, but
That's how we bought it at a garage sale. I'll give you a blue one for that right there.
Can you imagine going to a Canadian garage sale? How about a toonie for that? How about a loony for that?
Yeah, we'll call it a buck too.
A loony.
Toonie.
Wait, so what do your rappers do? Because you can't rhyme with purple or orange. So how do they talk about all their money in the rap?
We have like Wyclef John, and you guys can keep him.
What about Snow? I remember Snow.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
And yeah, Informer. Oh yeah, that was a jam right there.
Oh yeah, one of the Snow videos has the Trailer Park Boys in it.
Really? Which one?
One of the here I'll find out right now.
That must be a new video, right? Is that dude still making
No,
music?
it's old. It's an old video. Trailer Park Boys been around for a long time.
Yeah, they have.
The song's called Legal.
Legal by Snow.
Snow.
Huh.
Has the Trailer Park Boys in it.
Whose channel is the show on next week?
I don't know. I don't think we discussed that.
Let's see. I know it's not me. I know it's not John.
That was last week.
Yeah.
Um,
I think Tonya was before you, wasn't she?
Duane?
I'll
Yeah.
take it.
Duane, is it your turn?
Yeah, is it Duane?
Sure.
Cool. Duane's channel, Mothership Products
You can
next
do that.
Sunday.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, it's gonna go Duane, and then probably after that it'll be Shane again. I imagine.
Yeah. Yep.
Somewhere in there.
Coming right about around there.
Awesome.
Is that right?
Pretty close, I think.
Okay, cool. Oh, Tonya goes. When does Tonya go, guys? Does she go before me? I think she does.
I think so.
I think it goes Tonya, and then me, and then John. It's kind of the order. I think.
I think so. To answer,
I don't know. Maybe we should put it on. Lauren should have to start her own and
Yeah.
put that
if
on.
Lauren, if Lauren did a channel, did a YouTube
There you
channel
go.
hosted
See,
this
that's
show,
the way to start it.
Yep.
be a good way to get some
Ooh.
subs. Yeah.
Yep.
We
Why don't
could
you
have
think
my
about
first video be one of these, and you guys could
Reseller
talk
six pack.
about Canadian strip clubs.
And Tootie's a moody.
I get so many subscribers.
Yeah.
To, to answer Iron's
like,
question too,
part
our
of this.
Canadian money does smell like maple syrup.
It does?
Yeah, it does. It really does.
How does this even work? I just literally started Poshmark, and someone already followed me. Like, I didn't
There you
even
go.
list anything.
You'll show up as a new user, so people follow you right away then.
Weird.
Desperate. It's odd. I find it strange as well.
Weird.
Awesome. Well, I think that probably does it for the show. Anybody want to plug anything?
Canadian strip clubs. I don't know.
If you're ever in London, I'll take you to a few.
Make it rain with Canadian loonies.
Yeah. No, we're not going to the Toonie Bar. It's
The
not that bad. I
Toonies-
mean, a
the
Canadian
Toonies.
5. What are you guys going to... You're going to spend $2 to get a Canadian 5 at the exchange rate, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, next week on reselling, how to tip at Canadian strip clubs.
Oh boy.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's it. Unless anyone has anything to plug. See everyone later.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.